I'm Amy Edwards Holmes. I'm the executive director of the Bloomberg Center for Government Excellence at Johns Hopkins University. I have been working increasing the use of data for over 20 years, working at the federal, state, and local levels of government to grow data capacity and to increase transparency in the use of data. So for me, at the time when code was just getting started and when I was inside of government, I thought it was such an important mission because the government really needs to understand the consumers and users of the data in order to make sure it's relevant and it's used properly. And we make it as easy as possible for the public to use that really valuable data. I worked with code around the implementation of the Digital Accountability and Transparency Act back in 2014 at the U.S. Department of the Treasury, where I was the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Accounting Policy and Financial Transparency. And there was a lot of advocates outside of government who wanted that data. And so what we did at Treasury was we convened regular, even monthly phone calls, updates, GitHub repositories, and we were completely transparent about how we were going to implement the Data Act because there was such high demand from the user community who wanted that data and wanted to use it. So it was a natural partnership when I learned about code to help us organize our stakeholders, and we had a roundtable at the Treasury back then to bring our users in and actually have a dialogue with them about being able to test the new site, test what we were doing, and be able to give us some input on how we can make the data more useful and helpful, and how we could inform our strategic planning and how we wanted to grow that work even more to help meet their needs in better ways. So code was really valuable in helping us understand our users from within the government. We could understand what they needed so that we could help better meet their needs in real ways. So at Johns Hopkins, I'm grateful to lead the team who had a heavy hand in developing the Coronavirus Resource Center at Johns Hopkins, which I think was critical during the pandemic, data that we all relied on. And so that team has developed a new product that we're about to launch that is aggregating federal statistical data from across the whole U.S. government and bringing it together so that local governments can really use that data and get value out of it. And code is helping us with this new tool to understand the needs of local governments to help us create a better tool for them to use. And so while we are now a data provider again within a university, we're trying to make it as much and useful to the consumers and local government as possible. And we're a bit of a bridge between the federal government and the local governments and making this data really valuable. And code is helping us figure out how we do that. That the governments need to spend more time understanding the needs of the communities who use their data. The government releases, hundreds of thousands of data sets. How do we make it more actionable and useful? And I think that code can play a really big role in helping to unlock the potential of all that data. So I'd like to wish code a happy 10th anniversary, and I hope to be working with them for many years to come.